Hey guys, welcome back. And today we have another Kodiak Cub upgrade, but I think this is something you have a travel trailer everybody can use. So we just did a video on the RV lock and that went live last week sometime. So let's hop on in here where it's a little quieter. And this video is all about overhead storage. So I don't know why we went with the top mount. I don't know why this doesn't swing, left to right rather than up to down. But when you're trying to access this storage area, you got to hold it with your head, hold it with one hand. It's dark in there, it's not ideal. So I went onto Amazon and bought some of these little, let me set you guys down here. Oh, lost you, hold on. Here we go, and we're back. And so I went on Amazon. You guys aren't level, what's going on here? Excuse the mess. We just got back from a trip, did a state park in West Virginia. But I got these little brackets, these little struts. And the thought is that these should mount and hopefully one will hold it up high enough and you won't have to hold it. So I did that, and then we're leaving the camper in storage for a couple weeks. So I went ahead and bought some ant traps, killing, I don't know what you call that. But anyways, so we're gonna do that, and then while I was at Lowe's picking up the ant stuff, I ran into this guy. Motion activated battery operated light. So up here it gets dark in these corners, whoops, excuse me. And so at night when the kids are asleep or something and you need to get in there and get a pair of socks or something, it's dark. So hopefully I bought one. I'll put these links to Lowe's in the description below. I'm hoping this one is two-sided, so I'm hoping to mount it behind this, and it puts out enough light in each compartment. So stay tuned. I know that was a long intro, but stay tuned. We got a lot going on, and I'll walk you guys through how we do this and let you guys see the results. All right, as you can see, this strut comes with two different types of brackets. This is going to be the bracket that gets put on the top up here, and then this bracket is going to be mounted to the inside here. This has 3 holes, but this is only like a 1/2 inch thick, it looks like. So I'm thinking I'm going to try just to do 2 holes and see how that goes, and let the 3rd hole come off in the back. So that's the initial thought. And so let's mark this up where we want this to be drilled. I have a rough idea.
But it is a little easier said than done.
Alright. So then, once you mark those, you just have some little tiny Phillips head screws. Once again, trusty DeWalt. I'm going to do 1 hole for right now on that one. 1 screw, I should say. Then we'll do this top one. We'll probably have to put 2 on this one. And then we'll test it out. There we go. Yeah, I know it's not all the way, but I didn't want it banging the top of the ceiling. We could probably go back some on this adjustment up here and it'll raise it. So I may slide this all the way back because this bracket is slotted and we can get a little more height out of it. But I think for what I wanted, that is the best thing ever. So let me make some adjustments and we'll circle back here in a second. So one thing I wanted to show you guys while we are rolling, let me open up another one of these. So anybody that hasn't messed with this type of strut before, there's these little things on the back right here on both sides. You slide, you know, this, I have a fork from inside the camper because I'm too lazy to go back in the garage and grab a flat blade screwdriver. But you just put it inside this little piece right here and you pull that out a little bit and it'll release it from the ball. So you can, for me, I can add some different screws and I can I wanted to do one screw, but I need to be able to pop this back out. So I'll just shove this in there and then be able to pull it right out. So this would be easier said than done because I don't want to get hit in the top of the head. Just like that. So
that's what happens to have something that works a little bit better. So remove those all the way.
Like that. Alright, now we should be good to go. Look at that. Pretty close. Still can get your hand in there. Right? Just like that. So this box count, the purchase is for 4. So my initial thought was to do one. If I needed to add another one, I could. But I like how if it pops open on the road, it wants to pull it back closed. I think if we added another one and it opened at all, it would pop right open. But man, let me get this one done and then we'll do some measurements so you guys know. We'll throw the light in there and then we'll be done with this project. Stay tuned. All right, so all it took was tape measure, pencil, drill. You can use a screwdriver, but I have it and I'm lazy, so. But as you can tell, the greatest upgrade ever for anybody that has this. So let's measure off one of these, and that way you guys have a guide to kind of go off of. So if you get this particular brand, and this is all approximate, okay? So you'll just have to double check your measurements. So starting with this bracket here, this is the one I put on the bottom, and like I said, I only used 2 of the holes, and so the third one's kind of floating like halfway sticking out into the cabinet, which it seems fine. It is super sturdy on there, and for as light as these doors are, it should be fine. So to the bottom hole on this, so from here, the bottom to this first mounting hole was 1 inch and 3/4. So 1 inch and 3/4 from the bottom up. You put your first screw in, and then you'll mark your second one and put the other one in. So, okay. So from the bottom of the cabinet to this first hole was 1 inch and 3/4, and then you'd go up for this other one. Okay. So then from on this bracket, the bracket that's actually mounted to the door, this guy here. Okay. It goes on the cabinet. If we're looking at the cabinet, it's going to go on there like this. So to the back, from the back of the door forward was 2.5 inches to about the center of this back screw. And then you can just mark this front one. So about 2.5 inches forward from the back of the door to here. And then I'm about 1 3/4 inches in from the side of the door. So from the edge of the door in, I'm about 1 3/4 inches. So it's got to be able to close and get past this bracket, okay? So about 1 3/4 inches in, and that's it. It was super easy. It took me 5 minutes, if that, to get these to do this. So stay tuned. We'll open up this light, throw it in there. It's just with command strips, and we'll test that here in just a minute, so stay tuned. All right, everybody. So let's kill the lights in here. It may get a little dark. I left a window open, but you can tell that, sorry, wrong one. When you open this up, you let go, stick your hand in there, now you got light. So initially I talked about putting this light in the middle, but I think for the small cost, let's compare it to this side. That's night and day difference. So for the small cost of being able to have that, it's worth another $12, I think is what it was. So it's a good spot. You can kind of see the light difference. This stays on for 30 seconds with no movement. And so it'll go off here in about 30 seconds. So hopefully, let me turn these lights back on. Whew. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, questions, measurements, anything you want, just let me know. I'll try to reach back to you guys. But like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions, there went the light. So if you have any other questions about this or anything else I may be doing to the camper, which, look at that, that puts a smile on my face. I don't know why. But if you have any other comments, questions about what's going on, I think in some future videos we're going to add a rear outdoor shower. We are, I've added a quick disconnect for gas already. I didn't do a video on that because it was a rush trying to get out the door. But if you have any other questions, comments, any ideas, I do have an idea about switching the, spin around here. This guy, if anybody ever uses one of these are not the most dialed in way of controlling your air conditioning and fan speed. So I've been doing some research on adding an actual thermostat to it. I know there's some Bluetooth ones out there now. So I don't know, I'm doing some research. If you guys have any comments on that, let me know. But like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and see you on the next side, and keep roaming.